one בסדר באוויר? Okay, hello everyone, welcome to the press conference. The owners of Apollo Tel Aviv. We will start with a short statement from David Mינצברג. After that also from Michael Mינצברg. David, please.
We're here in Israel to provide our support and show solidarity. We're heartbroken and we're trying to be strong. We're following all the news at home every day, but yesterday being here was especially sad. Helps us understand what everyone's going through. We want to express our condolences on behalf of ourselves and the entire club to all the families and the victims of this terrible war. We're praying and hoping that all the hostages will be free as soon as possible. We know that there are several Hapoel fans that are hostages, and that makes that even more heartbreaking. While we've been here, we've been meeting everyone to see how we can show support, how Hapoel can be part of creating unity, and to help show the world an important side of Israel that many outside of Israel do not know. This is an amazing country. We're not just Jewish people, but people from every religion and background live together and want to live in peace. Hapoel is an example of that, and it's important that we show the world that. Our grandparents were Holocaust survivors, and their parents and other family members were murdered during the Holocaust. They had nowhere to go. Israel is a promise that this will never happen again, and that's what makes unity and supporting Israel so important to us at this moment and why we are here.
For us, it's an honor and it's a privilege to be in this opportunity to represent Hapoel and to strengthen the relationship between the United States and Israel. We don't take it for granted. We feel honored, and we stand with Israel 100%. There was no hesitation after the attack that, should we be doing this or not? It was only more commitment that we're doing the right thing, being part of the Hapoel legacy, and we hope to bring honor to everyone, all the fans, and we stand with Israel.
Let's start with questions.
Good afternoon. First of all, thank you for your kind words. But I do like to talk a little bit about Apollo Tel Aviv and not about the situation. How do you summarize this 6 months since you joined Apollo Tel Aviv? And does it match your expectations?
I think we took on this opportunity. We talked about it a lot together. We knew it was going to be very, very difficult. We knew there was a lot of work to do. We knew it wouldn't be easy. We knew it wouldn't happen quick. We knew it'd be a challenge. And of course, this year has been more challenging than we expected. The first week, our facility was burnt down. Then we had the issue with the police at the Derby. Then we had October 7th. Our coach left. Some important players left. Our CEO left. Through all that, we regained momentum. We had the best start in over a decade, and then 2 of our most important players got injured. So it's been challenging, but it's nothing compared to what the people in this country are going through in their everyday lives. And like Michael said, after October 7th, seeing the funerals, seeing how the victims' families, all they wanted was support from the club, knowing that we had the opportunity to be there for them by coming to funerals, the events with the kibbutzim, visiting the wounded soldiers in the hospital, just seeing how powerful Hapoel was in that moment, how important it was, it made us understand the importance of this more. And that's really been it was our motivation in the beginning to do something in Israel. But now the importance of that has even increased. So, we expect it to be very challenging. It's been more challenging than we expected, and we know everyone in this country, no matter what you're doing, it's more challenging now. But we were motivated before, and like Michael said, now we're even more motivated because You know, it's the only way to honor all the people that we've lost is to build back better than before, and you know, the part that we can impact is Hapala. So we're really focused on that.
And I
Are
will
you-
say,
Sorry.
Tata, we're very pleased with the results for the first half of the season. We're not as happy with the results since then, but we're also happy with results that people can't see off the pitch. We're building a foundation. You don't get to see what we're pouring in the ground. You know that as the house comes up, and the fans will start to see it. But you have to take time to build the foundation, and our leaders, our Amit, Boaz, and Perez, they're here. They're building a great foundation for us. Assam. And so we know when the house starts to rise, our fans will see what we're building.
Sorry, but for the viewers, I will ask the question in Hebrew. אתה דיברת עכשיו על בנייה ועל תהליך, וידוע שאוהדי הפועל תל אביב נמאס להם כבר לשמוע את שתי המילים המכובסות האלה, בנייה ותהליך. מועדון הפועל תל אביב זה אחד מארבעת המועדונים הגדולים והמפוארים בישראל. כבר קרוב לעשור שהמועדון לא מתמודד על שום תואר בכלל ועל האליפות בפרט. המועדון לא תחרותי. יש לכם בכלל כוונה להחזיר אותו להיות תחרותי, ואם כן, איך?
You know how much we love you. We can't hear you. Just say it in English. Okay. There's so many things to do. I think I wouldn't know where to start. We're working on so many things. But I think the biggest change you see is obviously the money we're investing in players that can not only help now but be part of the future teams as well. And we're investing in players all the way from the academy to the young players on our team to even, you know, in the recent transfer window, I think we acquired 3 players between the ages of 26 and 28 because, you know, we need a really, really strong core of players. The team has 2 very important players right now, obviously. Omri and Jose that are injured, Israelov is injured. And I think what the team proved in the first half of the season is that, you know, we have a starting 11 that can compete with any team in Israel. But when we have these injuries, it's very difficult. So we need, you know, we needed to add more depth to the team. And then, you know, at the same time, we need our young players to continue to grow and to continue to develop. So I think there's so many things to talk about. You know, we're investing so much in management, in infrastructure, but the most important thing is building the foundation and core of players at all levels, from the academy all the way up to the first team, that can be part of many successful teams for years to come. Because when we build it, we don't want to just build it for 1 year. We want to build it for years and years to come and become one of the...
That's what I'm saying. The fans don't want to say these words, building and process. She want results. They want results.
If there was a way we could achieve great results in 1 year, we would, you know. And again, we're doing everything we can to build for now and for the future. One of the things that's gotten the team in trouble in the past is short-term thinking. We don't want to only focus on this year. We want to focus on this year and the years to come. And that's why when Hen brought us players this transfer window, and he showed us these are players that can help us now and in the future, we invested even more, because we want to be a consistent contender in Israel and a consistent contender for Europe. We know that that's what this club is. and we have to build it.
Hi David, I'm Michael. You spoke about process and building structure and all this, but the team now was 7 games without any victory, and the crowd wants to see the result now. We spoke 2, 3, 4 months ago about the patience of the Israeli crowd, but we see that they want to see the result now. What can you say about Borja Lama? He will stay in Hapoel Tel Aviv no matter what?
Yeah, listen, there's so many fans, and I think the one thing that they have different viewpoints on different things. We hear from all of them, both directly and through the staff. And I think that one thing that ownership, fans, coaches, players can agree on is we hate to lose. And I think that, it's been very, very challenging the last few games with the injuries we face, but still we can't make excuses. We want to win games, we want to get points. We trust Hen to make every decision when it comes to football, whether players, coaches. We think Boha has done some really good things, and lately things haven't gone well. And we're trusting Hen to make that decision. Boha knows that the coach of Hapoel Tel Aviv has to win games. He understands that. And I know he's working very hard to do it, and Hen is working really hard to get him, the players that he needs to do it. And we're hoping players come back and get healthy. And, as badly as the fans want to win, we do. I mean, to invest the money we've invested, bring in the partners to invest with us that we have, fly back and forth in Israel. Our kids are wearing Hapoel Tel Aviv jerseys. Like we hate to lose, and we want the wins to come as quick as they can, as long as we're not mortgaging our future. When we talk about process and building, we don't want to mortgage the future.
But you can say directly that Hen's role will be. He decided if Borja Lama stays in Hapoel Tel Aviv, no matter what.
Everything that happens with football, including Boha, Michael Valkanis, is Hen. We don't know who any of these people are until Hen gives us a report and explains to us why he wants to do it.
But he was sitting here a week ago saying it's not about the results.
We don't only judge results. Results are obviously very important, but we don't only judge results. So.
Is it true to say that Nick Hammond has nothing to do with the Hapoel Tel Aviv anymore?
He doesn't have as much to do anymore. I mean, Hen has exceeded all of our expectations, including Nick's, and he's doing an amazing job. Nick is a friend and someone we go to for advice. He's very busy now with Leeds United and working with them, but he's part of our network. He thinks the world of Hen as we do, and Nick is a great friend and a great asset to us, but not at the same capacity before. There are a lot of people who talk about how good this roster is, how good the talent is, and Hen deserves all the credit for that. He's also done so much from a culture standpoint, from an infrastructure standpoint, and one of the reasons we're excited about the future is because of Hen. And it's also one of the reasons we're excited about the present. Already this year, we had the Saknin game, we had the Derby where I sat up here and I told you guys I wasn't worried because I knew the character of the people in our group. We still have it. This team, again, it's hard for us, because we're not from here. We don't understand how to even talk about what football or what we're going through with what's happening in Israel. In the context of football, though, it's been a very difficult year, and we've seen this team battle back from adversity, whether it was the Toto Cup, whether it was the opening season draw against Saknin, the Derby, the few opening games after we came back from the break. Every time this team battles back and gets back into the playoff race, there's still a lot of season left, and we've continued to trust and believe in them and give them the resources they need and expect a good result.
I asked about Nick Hammond because it leads me to my next question. All of the most important people in Hapoel Tel Aviv, your CEO, your professional manager, your coach, has zero experience in soccer or managing a football club, and I'm wondering who they are supposed to learn from or consult with in order to avoid mistakes.
First of all, I think mistakes will happen. I think even with, experienced people, mistakes happen. Second of all, that's a big part of my job. I have years of experience across sports, across leagues, and it's my job, the ownership group, they're investing in this because I'm part of it and because they trust me and my brother to not just, manage the investment, but to mentor and to grow. And it's one of our biggest assets is our people.
But you also said that you know nothing about soccer.
I don't know a lot, I don't. I mean, that's why we hire experts, but I understand data, I understand systems and strategy. And again, look at before October 7th, this team was rolling. It was happening really quick,
You had a different coach.
We had, of course, we had a different coach. It was a different time.
These are tough challenges. I mean, we're building a plane in the air during a storm, and we're not happy with the results, but it's not going to be, there's no quick fix to make it happen overnight. Our team is working tirelessly, looking at all
Can we
options.
agree that something changed when the coach left?
I don't know.
I don't. There's a lot of things that happen during that time that we can't pinpoint it on one thing.
Adar, I ask you a question because you're asking us to pinpoint a feeling. I'll ask you about facts. What's our record with Jose Rodriguez? I can wait. You can look it up on your phone.
It would take me a while. I guess
We
you
can
did it
wait.
already.
We can know. I don't know off the top of my head. And look what our record is without. So we can't.
But I could say the same about Volcanis and Borja.
No, look at Valcanis' record, about Jose Rodriguez during the Toto Cup. After the Toto Cup, we were getting the same thing. Get rid of the coach. After the Derby, there's a segment of the media and a segment of the fans that is really focused on the coach, no matter if it's Valcanis or Boha. We understand that. They have the right to do that, criticize the owners, criticize the coaches, but we have to deal with facts, and that is part of the equation. But again, we still have to get points, we still have to win games, but we also saw from this that we have to build a deeper team. And that's the foundation we're building. We want to build a team that can be strong and resistant no matter what injuries occur. And we also have to have a mentality. Our expectation is to get points. So.
Why you appoint a person with experience in the field to manage professionally, and the person know DNA of the club, and you left a completely experienced team here?
We think these are the best people for the job, and we stand behind it. And again, we've invested a lot of money this year, and these are the people that we trust to run the club. And we think that they're doing a great job in a very difficult situation.
But this look is do mistake after mistake after mistake, and who
Who's in control?
Who is control?
We have. What do you mean? Who has control over
מי
football?
מפקח עליהם? מי
Who's
מפקח
in
עליכם?
charge? Who's...
Yeah,
לא
so-
הקשבתי לתחילת השאלה שלך, אז קשה לי להשלים אותה.
אמרתי על הצוות שהוא השאיר, עושים טעות אחרי טעות. מי מפקח עליהם?
Sure, I
Who's in
think
charge of the crew?
of the crew.
Yeah.
So,
The staff.
Anything football, Hensel is in charge of. Everything else, Amit Fest is in charge of. Amit is our COO and interim CEO, and Hen is our sporting director. We are betting everything on them, and we believe in them, and our commitment is not going to change. And again, we have been through it all, and as this year has felt like 10 years already, and we're committed. We're never going to give up. It might not, there's so many times where it looked like it was going to break through. Before the war, it looked like we were going to break through. Before Jose and Omri got injured, it looked like we were going to break through. And we're not going to give up.
לא הייתה אף אישיות ישראלית בכירה שיודעת את המקצוע, שניהלה את זה, שמכירה את ה-DNA מהמועדון, מישהו שעבר דבר או שניים בכדורגל הישראלי שיכולתם להשאיר? למה מיניתם צוות כזה חסר ניסיון? ומה לעשות, הם בינתיים לא מצליחים.
We have a full search process, and we are happy with it, and we're just continuing to build, and we're not going to give up until things happen. It's the idea of, you know, like we said in the beginning, we knew this was going to be challenging. We know that there's been lots of problems for about a decade, and we knew that we weren't going to fix all of it in 1 year. Then again, we still have a chance to make great progress this year. And every time this team has had adversity, it's bounced back, and we expect them to bounce back now.
בקשר לתהליך, process, יש מועדון צנוע שקוראים לו מכבי חיפה. הם גם השנה מתחת לרדאר עוברים תהליך, מינו מאמן צעיר, משתפים שחקני נוער, כמעט כל הסגל שם השתנה משנה שעברה, וזה לא מפריע להם לרוץ לתארים, לרוץ לאליפות, הם עדיין באירופה. אין שום סיבה שהפועל תל אביב עם הקהל שלה ועם ההיסטוריה שלה לא תהיה גם כזאת.
I agree. That's why we're investing our money and our time and our passion into this, because we think Hapoel can do it too. I think if you look back, we've looked at some historic examples of some of the top teams in Israel, and when new owners came in, and it didn't happen for them right away either, you know. But our mentality is that, you know, we want to try to win every game, but when we don't win a game, we don't panic and we don't stop investing for the future. We have to do two things at once. The first is to try to win every game. The second is to build something for the future. And we have great confidence in what we're doing and the management team, and nothing will stop us from continuing to work on our path. We'll make some mistakes. We'll try to fix them as quickly as possible. But the effort will be there. The financial resources will be there. And again, as I said in the beginning, it's very important for us that we do it in a way that's true to the values of this club, and in a way that considers everything that's happening in the world right now with Israel, with anti-Semitism. And, you know, so we're looking at the big picture at all times. And we just feel like, you know, if we got so emotional after every game and we could change course after every game, we would just create more problems. And we want to solve the problems that we have now, no matter how long it takes, and then just continue to build and build and build. And I think as we've shown early on the season, up to the first half of the season, we can do all these things while having short-term success, and we hope that continues soon.
David, we saw today one example of the patience of the crowd. Interrupt for the training today, also throw some fireworks to the area. What can you say about this? And also, you know, the fireworks against Beitar Jerusalem that interrupt to the game like 4 or 5 minutes. I'm sure that it's not something that you want to see.
It's not something we want to see. I don't know all the details of it, but it's not something we want to see. We don't think it helps the club. And again, our goal is to do everything we can to, like Michael said, build this club, but then also use this club to do everything we can to help create more unity in the country, more strength for the country, especially for the victims' families, and to also be a positive platform for all the amazing things about this club that are part of the story of Israel that people don't tell around the world. So, you know, we have to be focused on the big picture at all times, or else we're not going to have success in those very important things.
Are we going to see any foreign players joining the Hapoel Tel Aviv in this window?
Hen is looking at a few. You know, it was one of the things that was so significant about bringing Jose Rodriguez and Omri Altman and getting Deshaun Lyles to stay is at the beginning of this process, it's very, very hard to get players to come to Hapoel Tel Aviv. They knew about the last 10 years, and it was very hard. But as we've started to have higher caliber players, as we've started to have success, we've started to see, as we start to do things the right way, you know, players talk to their agents represent, you know, many different players. We're starting to see more of a willingness from players to come here, and to the point where people are reaching out to us and offering. So I think there are some foreign options. Most of the options right now are Israeli, but there are some foreign options we're looking at. Even before October 7th, it was always a challenge to get people to come. From the little bit I've spoken to people at other clubs, I know other people are having that challenge too. And but you know, one of the things about this project that's really important is, you know, people who come here like a Jose Rodriguez, they see what an amazing country this is, and they become ambassadors, and that's really important. So we won't stop recruiting foreign players, but it's definitely more challenging now than it was before, and before it wasn't easy. But we're seeing more success in Israeli players, and there's lots of really good Israeli players, and you know, we just signed 5 in the last few months, so we're really excited about that.
How many more to come?
You have to ask him. You know,
I would have asked him. He was supposed to sit here. I don't know why he's not.
He's busy with the transfer, and I don't know I don't know exactly. Obviously, for some reason, there's always rumors that we don't want to buy players. We love buying players. You know, so anything that Hens brings to us, it could be, you know, at any time, if it makes sense, if it's something that can help Hapoel now, something that can help Hapoel in the future, ideally something that can help Hapoel now and in the future, you know, we'll do it. We think it's important to continue to invest in this club, especially when times are tough. You know, there's a lot of Israeli players that want to come home, you know, like Ihab, like Raz, and we're happy to welcome them with open arms and bring them to the club.
David, I remember in the Zoom meeting that you said something about the budget around 65 million shekels. It's look like enormous number. You can explain this number?
It is, our budget's changed a lot since the war. I can speak more in terms of, you know, losses. I know what we've contributed so far. I think to this point this year we've contributed between 3.5 and 4 million US, and we expect to contribute 5 million, give or take, by the end of the fiscal year. Could be a little less than 5 million, so call it like somewhere between 4.7 and 5.3. It's been much more expensive than we thought, but you know, again, it's important to continue to build the club, even when times are difficult. You know, and we've gotten, you know, we just have a situation where there were things that we could have never anticipated, and you know, myself, Michael, the rest of the ownership group, you know, we just continue to invest because it's important. We cannot let what happened stop us from investing. And when Michael and I go back home, you know, we want to tell people, come to Israel, invest in Israel in any way you can. Sports, tech, real estate, it's a big part of the mission for us.
So, Michael, you said something like a pilot in a plane inside a storm?
So we're building a plane while it's in the air during the storm.
Okay. But you put a pilot that haven't flew before. And Hapoel, it's 2 points out of 21. For the losses to Be'er Sheva, to the Derby, to Beitar, how do I say it gently, not fit the great squad that you built in Hapoel. I think you have a fantastic players. But I think the main charge is not fit, for my opinion. Now, I know that you have a full confidence in Hen, and I think Hen is doing a fantastic job, seriously. But Borja, it's look like he's not ready to coach a team like Hapoel.
Yeah, as my brother said before, you know, this is really Hen's decision. We support him and believe in him. We believe, and we support Bohan also. But it's Hen's decision, and the coach of Hapoel needs to win football games, and they know that.
What's the situation with Alan Oswald? Because we heard he's not satisfied, maybe wants to leave. Do you know anything about it?
That is a question I'll have to ask Hen, and like I know.
I wish I could.
Yeah,
maybe you could answer and tell us why isn't he here?
Why isn't Alan here?
No, Hen was supposed to answer.
Why Hen not
question
here?
two.
Yeah, no, I mean, and we have a lot of things going on right now with the transfer window, and you know, that's more important. I mean,
אנחנו יודעים שהוא פה.
my impression is that you guys speak to N pretty frequently, and you know, we're here today again to show support to, you know, not just the entire Hopwell family, but to Israel. And you know, like we've always said, you know, like whenever we're in the country, we'll make ourselves available so you can ask us any questions. We think transparency, honesty, and communication is really important. For us to talk about individual players, you know, this is neither of our full-time jobs, and we have experts who deal with that, and you guys speak to them regularly, and they're the right people to speak to.
And frankly, you know, speaking on
How often do you think we talk to Chen? Is not sitting here in press conferences.
Didn't he just do a press conference
After the game,
was it
after
a
the
week
derby.
ago? 1 week ago. So I know you spoke to him a week ago, and I'll let you and Erez and Hen work that out. You know,
But 1 week many things change.
for us to speak on individual players situation like that, we think is inappropriate anyway, and will not help us whatever move we're trying to do. It's not going to help us to put it out in the public, and we've kept things been very different than the past in Hopwell. We've been making moves without people knowing, and that's a better strategy. So.
כן, רזי.
זה נכון ששחקנים בכירים פנו ישירות אליכם וביקשו להחליף את המאמן?
No, that's absolutely not true.
David, I want to hear something else to the fans of Hapoel Tel Aviv that they're really nervous now. They want to see the results, and I know that you say it once again, but I want to hear something, you know, directly for the fans of Hapoel Tel Aviv that they want, after a lot of times, to see a good team, a team that is in the playoff Elyon. And also I want to ask you about the interest for the playoff Elyon. If Hapoel Tel Aviv don't be there, it will be something big for the budget of Hapoel Tel Aviv? Damage for the budget of Hapoel Tel Aviv?
There's been so much damage to the budget of Hapoel Tel Aviv.
Like,
You know, I mean, you know, the war it's cost us lots of money, and we just lost our shirt sponsor. You know, that's part of this. You know, that's part of this, and you know, no matter what happens, we're going to continue to invest in the club. You know, like I remember I had to do a press conference because we try not to respond to all the rumors, but you all remember, you all were there. We did the Zoom, and you said, we heard you're selling the club and you're selling all the players. And I said, listen, selling players is part of football. It's something we'll consider. But what we're definitely doing is buying players, and we're not selling the club. What came out of that was a headline. They might sell players. Since then, we've bought 5 players. You know, we bought 5 players. And obviously we haven't sold the club. We put more money into the club. So, I think our actions speak louder than words. We've said the same thing over and over again. I don't know what we could say that we haven't, but like, we'll show up no matter what. We'll show up, you know, when times are good, when times are bad. We'll show up now. You know, we're committed. And it comes not just, this is more than the football club to us.
What we can say to the fans is when we're talking to our team, our goal is to make the top playoff, not to avoid relegation. That's the mentality. It's a winner's mentality, and that's our focus.
Why do you have to say that people say that they came here to 1 year, 2 years, 3 years? Will you be here in 10 years, 15 years? What did you...
Again, I don't know why people say that. You know, I just don't. You know, because I've never said to anybody, hey, let's only stay for a year. We've done so much work to only be here for 1 year. Like, again, like if you just think about some of the questions that have just been asked at this press conference or to our representatives from the beginning, will these guys really buy the team? There was someone in the media who said they were going to run around in their underwear if we bought the team, that there's no way Americans would bought the team. Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
Of course.
Where is he?
Maor Buzaglo.
Yeah, tell him to come here and run around in his underwear.
He did it
You know?
already.
And then,
There's
and
a
then,
video.
and then it was no way we would ever pass the budget authority. Of course we passed the budget authority. Then it was there's no way they're gonna buy players. bought players last window, we bought players this window. You know, I don't know why people say it, you know, but I think that what it's just part of, I guess, Israeli football is like all the stories around Israeli football, and we've become part of it. It's just very weird to us because, you know,
This is Israeli media.
yeah, we don't like, you know, I guess it's part of the entertainment, and that's fine. Like, I can't explain why. I mean, I almost kind of like, maybe we can have a coffee after and you can tell me why. Like, because it's a good question. I've been trying to figure it out, but the only way to have success here is to have a long-term vision.
Welcome to Israel.
We love it here.
1 week ago, the former owner, Mr. Nassanov, did an interview and said that he felt sorry that he sold you the club because you don't have any money and you don't want to invest and you want to sell the players. His words, of course. What do you have to say to him?
I have nothing. We have they're not our enemies. You know, it's not worth, you know, they're not our enemies. We wish them the best. There's a dispute which I don't understand. Our lawyers are dealing with it, and we trust our lawyers to deal with it. You know, and you know, the dispute has to be handled, but you know, we wish them the best.
I'm sorry if I'm being rude, but it has been said that you're taking a monthly salary from Hapoel Tel Aviv, which is something that it's not very common, not common at all in Israel. Is it true?
Is it true that it's not common in Israel?
No, is it true that you're taking a
Yeah,
monthly salary?
I've been very transparent with that. It's not my full salary. It's a stipend. The reason I've raised millions of dollars to get people to invest in Israeli football, and they said, "Will you take an active role in helping oversee everything?" And I said, "Yes, but it's going to take me away from other projects." So you know, we negotiated a fair stipend, and it's part of it. It's how I get people to invest in the club. If I don't do it, people won't invest in the club. And you know, again, we've raised like. What we want to do is we want to prove that it is a worthwhile endeavor to invest in Israeli sports. We think it's important for the Israeli economy. We think it's important for Israeli socially. We think it's important for Israel to engage in sports diplomacy all over the world. And, you know, it's something that we want to encourage other people to do. And I think if people like me are willing to manage investments in Israel and bring millions of dollars in the Israeli economy through sports, it's a good thing. I hope others do it, you know.
This is Michael Person question. You came here to Holy Land. How it's to be a Jewish man, Jewish persons, you know, all with the family after the October 7th?
You want to go first?
Sure. So I've been here several times, but this last summer was the first time I came with my family. You know, my wife, my 3 children. We had the time of our life. They loved it so much. They can't wait to come back. I came to Tel Aviv a day before all of our meetings started. I just wanted to spend a day in Tel Aviv, walking around, talking to people. I went to my barber shop. I went to have a coffee at my favorite cafe and drink, and you know, all by myself, and just to talk to people. And I was just overwhelmed with all these different emotions. You know, one, I felt so like surprised by how normal life seemed. You know, inspired, a little guilty to be there enjoying myself so much, but more than anything, proud with Nachas to see the Israeli people, the way they are, the resiliency, the optimism, overwhelming. And I had the best time. Woke up the next day, I went for a run on the beach. I took pictures, I sent them back to my friends. I'm going to report back to all our partners about what an amazing trip it was. But I know it's fragile, you know. I know anything can happen at any time, and you know, so we're here. We're going to plan to keep coming.
Yes, but I asked about in USA.
Oh, sorry, I didn't understand.
Like anti-Semitic.
You got me going on my monologue to really.
That was beautiful.
Thank you. I'm sorry. You know, we have a very.
Michael say in the Zoom meeting about something with his wife.
Yeah, so I can just.
Go ahead.
So First of all, I think, the feelings that Michael said, we've talked about. Like, we're talking a lot on this trip. Like, we come from a very emotional family of emotional people. And we talk about this stuff a lot. There's, it's been really, it's not anything compared to what the people in this country are going through. With rockets being fired at them, with losing friends, family, with having to do army duty. It's nothing, but it's been sad and it's been hard, just to see people feel like it's okay to be anti-Semitic in broad daylight, to me and my wife when we're walking down the street, leaving a Hanukkah party, to online. And I think it's another thing that's made us feel like what we're doing is so important. Why we want to bring the team back to the U.S. and why we just, and it's also why, when I was here last time, we had the stuff with the police, and you could just feel all the tension. And I think it's really, really important. And a big part of this trip, like I said in the beginning, I know we've just got off topic. We've been talking about football, and that's fine. We're happy to talk about whatever you all want to talk about. But it's been really important for us on this trip to, first of all, see our family. We had 15 family members at the game on Monday, and from a football perspective, it was a bad night to lose that game. From a life perspective, to see our family, to see our cousins, to see their small children, meant everything to us right now. We worry about them every day. To see the people that work for us who, we've become so close to, that they're like family, and to make sure they're okay has been was really good for us. But, it's coming here to see people, check people, but also, we have to find some way to get past all the fighting and everything and the arguing that's happening, and we're asking people, how can sports be a part of that? How can Hopwell Tel Aviv be a part of that? We're speaking to people from other teams, we're speaking to people in the government, we're speaking to people in the league, how can we use sports to create unity, and is there anything we can do? Because it's there are people that just wish bad things upon us and are against us, and there's no point in us being against each other. It's one thing to disagree, but it's another thing to be against each other. It's, when we play teams, rivalry is okay, enemies is not okay, violence is not okay. And we have to try to be better than that, because there are enough people in the world that want to spread lies about Israel and lies about Jewish people. We can't act in a way that lets them spread worse things. They will take a picture out of context. They will copy and paste something out of context, and again, they'll just tell lies. So we just have to be more united, and we have to work hard to do everything we can to build back better. Because we know there are people against us, so we shouldn't be against each other. We can compete, we can disagree, but at the end of the day, we should treat each other with love and respect as much as possible. And again, it's not just Jewish people. It's all the people that understand that in this country there are people from all walks of life, like on our team, Jewish, Muslim, Christian, from Israel, from America, from Europe, Africa. They all just want to play together, live together. And I think that that's a value of our club. I know it's a value of other clubs, and we really have to use sports to promote that. It was always important to us, and now it's more important than ever. Because what we just know is that they're just people who are just against the very idea of Israel now. There are people we've always known there are people who are anti-Semitic, but people feel like, there are a lot of people who feel like it's okay to be anti-Semitic. And the only way to combat that is by being better, by being the best versions of ourselves, and something that Michael and I talk about a lot.
דיוויד, בכיר המאמנים בישראל, ברק בכר, יושב היום בבית ללא עבודה. למה שלא תפנו אליו, כמו שבזמנו הנהלה מסוימת לפני כמה שנים, פנתה לאלי גוטמן, הביאה אותו, נתנה לו יד חופשית לכמה שנים, והפועל תל אביב בזמנו הגיע לאן שהגיע. למה שאתם לא תבואו עכשיו תכריזו, הנה אנחנו מועדון גדול, אנחנו מביאים את המאמן הבכיר בישראל ואנחנו חושבים קדימה. להראות לכולם שהנה אנחנו על המפה.
I just have to, I know Hen is working really hard with Boha right now, and any decisions that come to coaching, we don't
אין
know.
לזה קשר לבורחה.
Right.
It's no because בורחה. It's מחשבה לעתיד.
Who they're talking about for the coach Haifa, I mean, like, first of all,
wasn't coach חיפה.
I think that, we're just not the people who should make football decisions because we're not here every day to manage the team, to work with the coach. We don't have the expertise that Hen has. So it's just, we really, as a lot of people said, we believe, like, Hen's doing an amazing job, and along the way, like, there are problems like this, and we trust Hen to fix the problems.
יש למועדון תקציב להביא את ברק בכר אם הוא היה מסכים לבוא?
אדי, עזוב, שאלה לא מכובדת. אסף, בבקשה, שאלה אחרונה.
Do you still recruiting investments to Apollo? Another investment, another investors?
We're always open to people who want to join our group who have the same values as us. We've continued to put our own money, our existing partners continue to put money in, but yeah, we always are welcome to people who want to join, and we're also encouraging other people to invest in other Israeli teams and other parts of Israel. It's a big part of what we're doing is because we find that when people invest in Israel, it strengthens the connection.
Your dream in 10 years where Apollo is going to be? Your biggest dream?
Yeah, just, a club that is playing in Europe on a consistent basis, Champions League, winning titles, and continuing to live the values that are so amazing, bringing people together.
Perfect. Thank you.